Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Threads, now Blue Sky. There's so many platforms out there. Which one do I choose? Should I be on all of them? That is what we're going to address in today's video. So my name is Kerwin, and I'm talking about how to monetize your travel blog in this video series or in this channel. And today we're going to talk about there's so many different platforms out there, and as a travel content creator, you want to be on all of them. You know what? It you just can't. You can't be on all of them because it takes a lot of work. And I think the problem that I see is that everyone wants to be everywhere. And I think a long time ago, some famous blogger had said that everyone needs to be everywhere. And so, of course, everyone listened. And now that same person, I think, is actually saying you can't be everywhere. And it's just because it's a lot of work. Uh, I I've had a YouTube channel since I think it's 2007, and it's taken a lot of work. I only started to concentrate on YouTube, I'd say in 2020 during the pandemic, only because I wasn't traveling and I had all this content and I needed to get all that content out. And so I really started to concentrate in that. And it took 4 years to get to monetization. And and that was 4 years of hard work, putting a ton of content out on a daily basis. And I've tried, everyone talks about repurposing your content. Such an easy thing to say, right? And the idea behind repurposing your content is you create one video or one something, and then you use it on all the different platforms. Well, let me tell you something. Every platform is different, and the audience that goes to each platform is extremely different. So maybe a video you made, the style of the video will work on YouTube, um, but it may not work in other channels. For example, YouTube does have shorts, which is a vertical video, which is equivalent to a reel, equivalent to a TikTok. Um, and they also have the normal videos, so the long form, 9 by, I think that's 9 by 16, as opposed to 16 by 9. Or is it, well, you know what I mean, vertical or horizontal. Um, so the issue is and I run into this problem. When I travel, when I go to aviation conferences, I meet other content creators, of course. And a lot of these people, like, they're getting paid by a company to do this. I'm there by myself, and I'm a one-man show. And I looked at this team, and there were four guys, four, maybe five. One guy's job was just to do YouTube videos. The other one was to do YouTube shorts. The other guy was doing TikTok. And then I think they also did Reels. And so what you find is that you have a different person doing each channel. Now they're all looking at the same airplane, they're all walking through the exact same, they're doing the exact same thing, but you're seeing it, from different angles. Now when I go, I have to walk through the airplane 4 times. Or 2 or 3 times, because one, I want to get, and there's a lot of people dodging around the planes. You have to kind of, try to, not get people in the videos and things like that. But I have to do a regular horizontal video, then I have to do vertical videos. And then some of the videos I don't talk, and some I do talk, and things like that. And so it is extremely difficult to do all that, but you have to capture the content. Now there is software, like I think in Premiere Rush, you can tell it just to do a horizontal video, from a vertical video from a horizontal video, but sometimes it doesn't come out very well. Just so when I film, I try to keep the subject of the video in the middle because if I need to switch to a horizontal, from a horizontal to a vertical video, it'll work much better. Whereas if the image is in, if the subject is in a corner, it doesn't work. When I switch to horizontal or vertical rather, I get a white space and the image is way over here somewhere. So it is extremely difficult to do that. So what you need to do, or what I suggest that you do, is concentrate on one channel. Now, the problem is that you see all your friends and they're on other channels, right? You see everybody is on Instagram and oh my God, they're on Instagram. They got, 100,000 people on their channel. How come I can't get 100,000 people? And then you say, oh, they're in TikTok. Oh, let me go on TikTok. Oh, now there's Blue Sky. Everyone's going to Blue Sky. But you can't even create content for Instagram that makes any sense. Now, I'm terrible at social media. I'll be the first to tell you that. So, like my Instagram channel is at, I think is at 5,200. It hasn't grown in a year. A matter of fact, it's fallen. Now, it doesn't mean that I haven't placed content out there because I have, but it hasn't grown. Instagram is just not my thing. I don't relate to my audience there. And so now I'm just posting, you know what? I'm just posting pictures on Instagram. Don't care. Just posting airplane photos. And I've been doing it. If you look at my channel now, you see that that's all that's there now. But I say this to say, pick your channel and be good at that channel. Do not try to be everything everywhere for everyone. And it's just that you can't really be everywhere because it's tiresome. And I know that a lot of content creators don't really like email marketing. And till the day I die, I'm gonna be talking about email marketing. So even after I'm gone, you'll have all these videos occurring. Oh my God, everything you talked about was email marketing. And the reason that email marketing is yours, it's your content. You don't have to be everywhere. All you have to do is get in somebody's mailbox. So as much as you can, get the email address of your customers. And there's one of these videos has a whole thing about email marketing. And I highly suggest that you watch that video and implement some email marketing strategy. Social media is not everything. It's not for everyone. And the problem is that you spend your time, and I see the frustrations all the time. Instagram changes their algorithm all the time, and they never tell you the truth. Instagram gold is, as much as you may not think this is correct, is to get you to post more content so they can get advertisers to advertise on your content. That is their goal. That's what they do. And so everything they do, they're like, oh, you need to do this, you need to do that. But everything is to get more people to stay on their platform so they can get money from advertising because that's one of their major revenue source. So you're doing all the work and you're not getting much out of it unless you're somebody who has a lot of followers. Now I've watched accounts grow. Like I watched a guy grow. He's almost at 100,000 now, and I saw him grow from pretty much nothing in since this year actually. And on all he does, he creates videos on how to, how to do all those fancy transition things. That's what he does. Now I don't know how he monetizes his platform. He probably does some sponsors from the software that he uses and things like that. But and in travel, there's a lot of people who do well in travel. But it's for me it's difficult. And because it's difficult, I I've wasted my time on Instagram and I'm like, I'm done. So I concentrated on YouTube and YouTube has worked for me. And so what I suggest is find the social media platform that works for you, concentrate on that platform because you'll see. So there's lots of people who they're really big on TikTok. They come to Instagram, meh. I mean, they're doing okay on Instagram, but on TikTok, they're amazing. And so, sometimes they don't really post anything on Instagram because if it's not working, don't waste your time. But what I see people doing is they're wasting their time on platforms that is not working. Excuse me. If Facebook is working for you, do Facebook. Now, Facebook can work really well. Matter of fact, if you create a Facebook group and you find your people on Facebook, Facebook will suggest to, because a lot of people who join one of my Facebook groups, because I asked them, how did you find out about this Facebook group? And they said Facebook suggested it. And so Facebook groups are really good. Facebook pages, not so much anymore. It used to be at the beginning, but Facebook groups is really good. So if you have a group, nourish it, cherish it, but you need to find what works. And when you find what works, continue with what works because that's going to be the source of your success. Um, Please don't try to be everywhere because you cannot, and it doesn't work. Now, unfortunately, I understand when you sign up for these platforms, they want Instagram followings because that's the mentality of everybody out there is that, everyone is an Instagram. So I don't get brands wanting to advertise in my newsletter because they don't think that when I send my newsletter out and 40% of the people open it, and about 2% of the people would click on an offer, depending on what the offer is, they don't think that that's good enough because it's not 100,000 followers. 100,000 followers who may not even look at your content. But that's a whole other story. And so it is tough. So I get it. You want to look like everybody else. You want to get a lot of Instagram followers, but it's work. But if that's what you want to do, you need to work at it. You need to have no distractions. So if you're going to do Instagram, don't be distracted by YouTube. Don't be distracted by TikTok. Don't be distracted by Facebook. Don't be distracted by Threads, although Threads is a part of Instagram now. Because all those platforms are trying to do is to grow their platform, and all you're trying to do is to grow your audience. So if you're trying to grow your audience, one platform at a time. Don't try to do all of them at once. This is Kerwin with Travel Blogger 101. Good luck. Talk to you soon.